how to make her want you more. Well, hello and welcome. If you're new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Arica Angelo, and here we talk about attraction, sex, love, intimacy, getting the love, getting the woman that you, my dear, deserve, whether you realize it or not. How to make her want you more. Listen, there is a way that you, my beautiful man, my good-looking man, that handsome charmer that you are, that you can do certain things to make us as women want and desire you more. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, like this video, and hey, if you're ready to get on an accelerated path with increasing your sexual attraction with women, then don't forget to sign up with some coaching with me. Now, one of these things that I'm going to share with you, it's super practical, and I'm going to share with you my own personal story about how me and my boyfriend, how this one thing sabotaged us, and we didn't date for years after meeting once. I will tell you that story. But first, the first thing you want to do to make a woman want you more is get to know her. Now, you're just not getting to know her for the sake of getting to know her. What I am setting up here is when you get to know her by asking questions, by observing her, by really listening to her, she's gonna give you so many details. Now, what's gonna set you apart from other guys is most men will hear all of these things that she's saying and it'll go in one ear and out the other. Why? Because he's too busy in his mind thinking about his own agenda and what he's gonna say next. If you want to be different than most guys, then you want to listen to exactly what she's saying. As she shares these things with you, you're going to be able to say back to her like, that's interesting. And when you mirror something back to someone and you say, hey, it seems like family is really important to you. It seems like that's really important to you. I notice you get really excited when you talk about your job. There's something so validating for us as human beings when someone can mirror back to us the things that we say, the things that are important to us, and they can say those things back to us. It makes us feel like we're being heard. It makes us feel like we're being seen. This is a core value for human beings. Man, woman, vagina, penis, whatever you have. We all want to feel seen. So when she's sharing these things with you, by you saying them back to her and saying, I see this, I see that, and then throwing your perspective on it. Obviously, you want to paint it in a positive light, but as you say those things back to her, she's going to feel good inside. She's going to feel like, wow, this is a guy who really listens, and this is a guy who really knows me. And as a woman, that is so sexy. That makes us want you more. When we feel like you really know us, we want to share more of who we are with you. So I told you I would tell you my own personal story about my boyfriend and I. So the next step is how to make her want you more is through style. Style is really, really big, and I will talk a lot about this because I really believe in this. I believe in this because I've had personal experience with this. So let me tell you this story about my boyfriend and I. We had met years ago. Let's say we met back in like 2013, right? And we got set up on this blind date, and he shows up and his style was terrible. Now, I am a big clothes person. I love clothes. If I see a guy who has made the effort on the streets, I will stop and thank him for looking so damn good. And I do the same for women because I think that it shows self-respect. It shows that a person values himself the way that they dress. It's an important thing to me. So he shows up on our date and his style was terrible. Terrible! To this day, I laugh and I tease him and I say, you showed up looking like a freaking soccer dad, and I am not trying to date no soccer dad. If you're a soccer dad, you can still dress good and not look the way he looked. So he shows up, his shirt was, let's say, 2-3 times bigger than his body. His pants were not tailored, much too big, much too baggy. And not just that, but his posture, there were just things that if I were his coach could have cleaned up very quickly, and it could have saved us some years. Needless to say, the date did not go well. You can call me shallow, call me whatever you want, but if the attraction is not there, we don't want you. Fast forward 2 years later, the same friend who set us up again. And he said, no pressure, we're going to this concert. You guys will just go as friends. Sure, why not? It was my birthday weekend. I was up for having as much fun as I possibly could squeeze into one weekend. So we get together, we meet up, and guess what? Lo and behold, this guy, my boyfriend now, was wearing clothes totally different. One, he had a shirt on that I had no idea he worked out a lot, and he had this banging body underneath, and I was like, damn! And that smaller shirt that showed his muscles turned me on, made me want him more, obviously. But the point is, he was wearing clothes that looked better on him. His hair was done better. He had the little 5 o'clock shadow, which I love that on some men. His style had changed, and as a result, my posture, what I thought about him, my attraction towards him changed with that. And now we've been together for over 3 years. Well, we had a breakup. If you guys want to know more about that, I'll do a separate video on that. That's why I moved to Bali, but I'll tell you more about that in another video. And the last thing that you want to do when learning how to make her want you more is this: be about you. What do I mean by that? You will hear this as well. I'll talk about style, I'll talk about purpose a lot. When you have purpose, when you have vision, when you have hobbies, when you have trips planned, when you have nights out with your boys, all of these things tell us as a woman that you value you, that you matter to you, that you are taking care of you. How can we not be attracted to you when you are a man who's out taking care of himself? You are a man who is about you. By taking the time to live your life, one, you give her some space. Listen, we all want that cat and mouse thing. We want to be chased. We want to be pursued. You as a man as well, you want the same thing. You want the woman to put in some effort. She wants you to put in effort. We all want effort. We got it. But if you're so myopic and you're so obsessive over pursuing her that you're not pursuing yourself, so to speak, you're not taking the time to do the things that you love, you're not pursuing the things that you're interested in, and you're myopic and spending all your time texting her and trying to hang out with her, ew, gross. That's going to repel her. If you want her to want you more, then you have to show that you are a man of value, that you are a man of purpose, that you have a life going on outside of her. So sometimes if she's like, hey, wanna go get coffee? And you know that you have something planned with your boys, you tell her, hey, listen, I would love to see you more than anything, but I have this thing planned with my guy friends. It's already on the calendar, and I hate to let them down. What does next week look like? Or what does Saturday look like? Change the date. But whatever you do, you don't stop your world just to cater to her. Listen, women get a sense of that, and that might flow for a date or two, but after some time, she's gonna go, ew, wait, his whole world revolves around me. And vice versa. You wouldn't want a woman being so obsessive over you. It might sound good in theory for the first month or two, but when you can't breathe and she's all up your ass, at some point it's going to wear you out. It's gonna cut into your video game time. It's gonna cut into your Netflix time. It's gonna cut into lots of things. So what I'm saying is we all want someone who has some purpose and they have other things going on in their life besides us. So how to make her want you more? One, get to know her. As she shares things with you, mirror back to her what you see in her, the things that she said, and throw your own perspective, your own personality on it, and make her feel seen. And as she feels seen and known by you, innately she's gonna be drawn to you. Why? Because you're hitting that core need that all of us human beings have. Second thing is start taking pride in your style. Listen, I have seen so many videos on YouTube for men about style. Style can be handled very cheaply. You can go to H&M, you can go to Zara, or you can go to, there's so many stores that you can go to, Nordstrom's, Macy's, there's so many department stores with people there willing to help you. Point is, you don't have to break the bank, but there is no excuse for showing up in this world looking like a slob, especially if you're single and you're on the market and you're lonely. You have zero excuse. Get to shopping and change your style up now. And lastly, be about you. Guess what? When you value you by doing the things that you love and sharing with her about your active life, she is gonna innately have value for you as well. I've heard this so many times in the back of my mind. A woman that was a counselor for me said, Arica, you can't give away what you don't have. You can't expect her to value you and want you more if you're not valuing yourself. So be the forerunner of your life. Start valuing yourself. Be about you and create an opportunity for her to value you as well. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I want to meet you in the comments section below. Tell me which one of these are you going to start implementing in your life right away. I'll see you there. Getting to know you. I don't know the words to this song. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I dropped that bad.